Today, we are taking the humble carrot and convincing it to act fancy.
Ooh la la, like sending it to finishing school.
Exactly. We just need it to be light and sweet and preferably not a train wreck.
So, our usual aspirations.
You got it.
Welcome to Mom's Wooden Spoon, where the recipes are retro and so are your hosts.
You can say that again. Hello, and welcome to Mom's Wooden Spoon.
Welcome, everybody.
This is my sister, Kristen.
Why, this is my sister, Carrie.
She's going to be doing all the heavy lifting today.
I will, but I'm going to put Carrie in charge of the hardest one that will ruin this recipe if it all goes to pot.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm nervous. I'm going to complain about it a lot just in preparation.
Okay, good.
Okay, so
Yeah.
this recipe,
Yes.
it comes from a box of recipes
Oh, yeah.
from 1973.
Carrie's birth year.
Yes, that Kristen found in a thrift store in Bryan, Ohio.
Yes, I do.
Home of the Dum Dum Sucker.
That is correct.
Yes. Okay, so this recipe card box
Yes.
is mustard yellow.
Yeah.
It has stickers on it that are very, what is that called?
Pennsylvania Dutch.
Yes.
Yes.
Very Pennsylvania Dutch.
Yeah.
And the cards themselves look like they probably came in sheets. They're perforated, and then you
Yes.
had to pull them apart.
Very much, right.
It's very interesting. They offer a huge variety of recipes from those that are downright frightening.
They are.
Fear not, we will be making one of those. To some that should be tasty, which we are hoping
Oh, please.
this will be.
Please.
Carrot souffle.
Oh my gosh, there was a restaurant in Alpharetta, Georgia
Okay.
that offered a carrot souffle,
Really?
and it was heavenly.
Okay.
I would order it every single time we went.
So you have expectations. This is bad.
It is bad, very bad, because there's a lot of ways we will mess this up. I mean, could mess this up.
It's a souffle. I feel like mess up is inevitable.
I mean, it really is.
And in case you have lived in a box and you do not know what we're talking about, they deflate.
Oh, yeah.
So the only reason they puff in the first place is because you whip the eggs to perfection.
Yep.
And then it is the air in the eggs that grow and cause the thing to puff. The key to the souffle is don't muck it up.
Don't muck it up.
Pull it out of the oven and serve it immediately.
Right.
Because as it cools, the air cools, it shrinks, and your sponge starts to deflate. So deflation is inevitable.
That's true. Much like the balloons you put on your mailbox announcing you're having a party.
Yes, exactly. So it's kind of like, how long is it going to look impressive before it no longer looks impressive?
Right. And I'm a little bit concerned about this because the traditional souffle is a cheese souffle.
Okay.
Right. So I'm sure you're making this roux with the butter and the flour. We're doing that. I'm sure you add in the cheese and milk to make a cheese souffle. There's no cheese in this, of course. We're adding finely diced onions and cooked carrots that are not pureed.
Yeah, so that's a lot of heaviness.
Yeah, I'm concerned.
Although, what do you do with the cheese? You shred it. Cheese is not light.
I know, but I think you would probably melt it into. So maybe as I'm stirring this on the stove, again, I'm doing the heavy lifting. Maybe since
stirring, Kristen,
I have to stir, Carrie.
Man, you're really taking one for the team.
I am. Hopefully, I will have cooked the carrots long enough that they will kind of disintegrate like a cheese would melt.
Yes. One of the things that I read in my panic of not wanting to screw up a souffle, yet knowing without a doubt that we will.
Oh, we're going to screw this up. Totally, everybody.
We already have, actually. As Kristen is separating the whites from the oaks.
Oh, no. From the oaks.
Yes.
Screw up with the name, too.
The whites from the yolk, she is repeating, I can get no yolk in the whites. I can get no yolk in the whites, and then there's yolk in the whites.
Yep. I scooped it out because I'm like, we're not wasting this. We're going to screw this up anyway.
That was basically my feeling.
Yeah. You know what's funny to me, Carrie, as I'm looking at this recipe box with all the little Pennsylvania Dutch pictures on it, I wondered if the person who ordered this Columbia House style recipe card subscription
recipe of the week.
Yeah. I wonder if they had to put the stickers on the box themselves.
Oh, you know they did.
You think they did?
Yeah, and they did a good job. It's a pretty decent placement.
It is, but I looked it up online. And I saw them in the exact same places, like they were selling these on eBay.
Yes, but you'll notice there's like a little raised place on the box.
And she did not get it perfectly aligned,
No,
did
that's
she?
the exact shape of the sticker. I am sure it came with directions.
It probably did. You're right. Okay, so the front is two little Pennsylvania Dutch, a woman and a man holding hands with all these flowery, floral, swirly Pennsylvania Dutch stuff.
I mean, it looks like our house in the 70s.
It does. As a matter of fact, I was going to say that. Do you remember that Mom had a Pennsylvania Dutch round tray hanging on our front door in the 70s?
I did not, but I do now.
Look, I printed a picture. Look, it was this one. Do you remember?
It. That is, yes, now I do.
A real tall house with a little rooster weather vane. Of course, the little cute, jaunty man and woman. And then all these florally, scrolly.
That just screams our mother.
It does. I thought the very same thing. She loves that cute little man and woman type of thing.
She does. And obviously, Pennsylvania Dutch is kind of out of style now.
Now it is.
But so she's moved into the same concept, just in today's style.
That's right. It's totally her.
Yeah.
And so she would have probably loved this recipe box, except for making the recipes.
She would have loved the box. If she could have stashed something else in it.
Right.
Right. The fact that it came with recipes, that was the downside.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah.
Mom would like
chocolate bars.
Yeah, right up on in there.
Yeah.
And then to me, the best one is there is a sticker on the inside of the lid that says family tested recipes.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm wondering whose family tested these, because some of these recipes are ew.
Oh, they're horrifying.
Oh, I pulled some of them out.
I mentioned horrifying.
Yes.
And we will make a horrifying one.
Oh, we will later in the season.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But check out some of these. These were some of the worst that I could find as I was looking through them.
These are not the ones that we're making.
We are not. Okay, here's the first one. Sardine egg canapes. They are basically deviled eggs with a big old sardine laying across the top.
Oh, goodness.
To make it even better, there is an olive, and then I think those are pimentos that have been cut to make like a crisscross, like this sardine is dead. X it out. Don't worry, it's not a live sardine.
An evil eye olive on the top.
Doesn't that look horrific?
What are the things in the middle? Are they cracked? What the heck is that?
It looks like
sausage.
It looks like sausage.
Oh, to go with your sardine
Does it say? Oh, no, here it says, in the center of the platter, alternate pumpernickel slices, Swiss cheese, and salami.
To eat with your egg. I mean, you know what? That is protein on a plate, baby.
Oh, our grandma would love that.
We have eggs. We have fish.
Yeah.
We have
cheese and meat,
salami.
baby.
And I mean, wow.
Delicious.
You need a keto snack, baby?
There you go.
We got it for you.
We'll upload that for you guys.
And we call them canapes. So you know they're fancy.
They are fancy. Ooh, speaking about fancy, scalloped potatoes and tongue.
No.
Uh-huh.
And they have like dry potatoes on the
I think
slices.
that might be the tongue.
Oh,
I think those are slices of tongue. Take a look at this. Okay, so it looks like scalloped potatoes in the middle. Our mom used to make scalloped potatoes and ham, right? With I think she used cream of mushroom soup. And mix it in with the potatoes. Very, quick and easy recipe to take to church, right? And I think that's sliced tongue.
No.
Yeah. And let's see what type of tongue
I mean, that's recommend. A lot of tongue.
2.5 pounds of fresh beef tongue.
You would think that you would chop it into a little bit like the ham.
Right. Yeah. No, there's beautiful slices.
I mean, they're huge.
They are huge.
Huge.
I did taste tongue in the 70s. We were over at Grandma's house and she wanted us to try it. And we were like, ew, no.
I did not know what it was. She did the parent thing.
Oh,
you
no.
Eat it, you tell me you like it. Then I'll tell you what it is.
Yeah.
And then criticize you for deciding you don't like it.
Well, you know what? It was pickled beef tongue.
It was like salted.
Yeah.
And it was good.
I thought it tasted like lunch meat.
And it did.
Yeah.
I mean, now these are also the days in which we eat Brunchschwager. So,
that is true.
You know,
we grew up in Midwest Ohio, German type of families. We ate stuff like that.
It wasn't bad. And then she showed me the tongue, and I was like, no.
No, thank you very much.
Never again.
Well, how about this one? I love me some spinach, but look at this blender spinach soup. It looks like a avocado green monstrosity.
Oh, it's not even avocado green. It is so dark and dirty and
it's
yucky
gross. And it's chilled. They have it in a bowl of ice.
Oh, my.
Doesn't that look gross? With what looks like a big dollop of sour cream in the middle. Let's see.
Like a giant ball of mozzarella.
Oh, it is not. It is plain low-fat yogurt. Oh, delicious. Oh, well, of course, it's the weight control recipe.
Yes, with some delicious cucumbers.
Oh, I would rather be fat. Okay, how about another one? Liver in lemon sauce.
No, it doesn't. The sauce is of zero relevance here.
Zero relevance. Do you remember going to Bud's and Mom would order liver and onions at Bud's?
They still have it at Bud's.
Do they really?
Yeah.
Wow, do you order it?
No. I don't understand how anyone could smell liver cooking and think, I want to eat that.
For me, it's the texture when
no,
it's
no,
cooked.
No. It's heinous. I'm not saying that there's anything about eating it that is lovely. I'm saying even before you get to replace it in your mouth and be horrified.
It's the smell
part.
Yeah.
The fact that you could smell that and think, that's not going to kill me.
And these are big old slices. This must be like pork liver or something. No, it's beef liver. I don't know if you can eat pork liver. I'm not sure.
I don't know. It's huge.
It's beef liver. It's huge.
It's huge.
Yep.
It's filling up the skillet.
The whole skillet is filled with slices. Oh, the liver.
No.
And if you love liver, that's great. My husband loves liver. Chicken livers he prefers. He says they're more tender.
He likes them like fried too.
Yeah, like deep fried chicken livers. He does like that. Yeah.
I don't know why I know that. My whole face is in spasm at the moment. It's just so ooged. I like your husband. And I feel like I need to justify this disgusting thing about him.
Yeah.
Fried. Everything's better when you fry it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Fried. Dip it in ketchup.
The face continues to be squished.
All right. The last one I'm going to show you is called a tuna vegetable melange.
I don't know what a melange is, but that sucker has some uber boiled
Brussels sprouts.
Thank you. Green gag balls.
Big chunks, not sliced, not quartered.
And they're boiled. Within their lives. You can tell by the deep, nasty green of those suckers. Yeah.
And then look, it looks like raw cauliflower. Let's take a peek.
I don't know.
Yep. It's 1.5 pounds of, here's why. 1.5 pounds of cauliflower and frozen Brussels sprouts.
Is this weight control?
Yeah.
Yep. And then we can't go with things like real onion. We're just going to put in the powder. We don't want to overwhelm you with a flavor that you might like.
No, you guys, if you could see this, it is basically something our grandma would have loved. Cauliflower and Brussels sprouts with just a can of tuna sprinkled over the top.
I mean, it's horrible.
It looks like there might be some type of a cheese sauce. That can't be possible.
No.
There's no cheese in here.
No.
What is that sauce?
Nobody knows. We don't want to know.
Let's not talk about
It's
that.
not melted marshmallows, I can tell you that.
All right. So into this recipe, we are going to put cooked carrots, chopped onion, some nutmeg. Yum, 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 yum.
I think this recipe sounds delicious.
I can't wait to try this. But what I did think was funny, talking about all those recipe cards, what I thought was weird is what they put to have with this carrot souffle. I was surprised.
Okay.
On the back of it, it says suggested menu. Carrot souffle.
Sure.
Okay. Tomato aspic salad. So you're going to have to make that old jello with tomato in it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then pineapple upside down cake. Okay, so that doesn't seem like any one of those is a main entree to me.
Well, when we picked this carrot souffle, my first question was, is this a side dish or is it an entree? Because this is a hell of a lot of work for a side dish.
Heck yeah, it is.
And so clearly they have decided that it is an entree.
Clearly.
But,
yes.
I mean, that is a protein-free meal.
Yes, although
the jello.
Well, the jello and this carrot souffle is under the label eggs and cheese. However, there ain't no dang cheese in this, so I guess the eggs, the 3 whopping eggs that go in this is considered your whole protein for the meal.
Perfect.
Yeah, but if you look at the card, Carrie.
Is a serving size half the souffle?
I know, right? Yes. Yeah, serves 2. No. Let's see. Look at the front. It looks like there's some type of like a...
It looks like Swedish meatballs.
It does. It looks like Swedish meatballs. Is it in noodles or cabbage?
Yeah, no, that
noodles.
Is egg noodles.
See, on the front of the card, that would be a meal.
Yeah.
The Swedish meatballs and the noodles, and then your souffle on the side.
Well, yeah, like you've had it as a side.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that is a lot of work to put into a side.
Oh, that is a lot of work.
And then you have to have a dish that's ready, sitting to go.
Oh, that's right. It has to be immediately ready to serve.
Right, because as soon as that sucker's out the oven.
Yeah. Well, my son's friend is coming over to sample. this souffle tonight. It's going to be flat as heck, but I'm making something similar to Swedish meatballs. So, at least we'll have that.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Okay.
Speaking of flat as a pancake, have you ever had one of those German pancakes at like a pancake shop?
Oh, yeah.
And that they're these puffy.
A Dutch baby type of pancake?
I think that's what they're kind of souffle-ish.
They are.
And then they flatten out as you eat them.
Oh, that's right. They are delicious.
They are something. So I said flat as a pancake, but not all pancakes are flat. And they are delightful when they're not.
Yes. All right. So I have finally minced the onion here.
Okay.
And there we go.
An excellent job.
Thank you very much.
Kudos to
All
you.
right. I'm going to scooch that to the side because I think Carrie bought, I'm so proud of her. She bought shredded carrots. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh,
thank you.
yeah.
Thank you.
I don't know that they're shredded small enough, but I felt like cutting the carrots would be easier, or cutting the shreds would be easier than cutting carrots.
Well,
and I thought we could kind of line them up a little matchstick style and slip.
Yeah, I'm going to give that a try. I'm going to get all the onion off the cutting board, and then I'm going to go ahead and finally chop these carrots because, like I've said, I think we need to make sure that we cook these suckers till they are just mush.
I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that sounds good.
I don't know.
So, speaking of carrots.
Oh.
When I first saw this recipe and I started thinking about, what do you want to talk about while you're cooking this?
Yes.
There was a line from a movie that immediately came to mind.
Really?
The movie. Okay, so here are the choices.
Okay.
I can tell you the movie and then tell you kind of the quote part that I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Or I can just tell you the movie and see if you can kind of think of the concept of the quote.
Okay, I never in a million years will come up with the concept for the quote. So you're going to have to tell me the quote, I think.
All right, here it is. So a female, I don't want to give away too much because to me this is so obvious because it was obviously the first thing that popped into my head.
Oh, about carrots.
Yeah, so a female says, "I'm sorry you'll have to buy lunch today. I didn't have time to fix your carrots." And a boy says, "Yeah, well, she's only eating carrots to increase the size of her breasts."
I don't know what that could be. Let me guess.
Well, I just started to talk.
Okay, say it.
16 candles.
I don't remember that quote.
Yeah, so the Molly Ringwald character.
Yeah.
It was her mom. It's at the very beginning. They've forgotten her birthday.
Oh, I mean, they say all kinds of embarrassing things to her.
It is one of those movies that you rewatch. It was the best as a kid.
Yeah.
The best. You rewatch it as an adult. It is so cringy.
Oh, yeah.
It is so cringy. But so she's out the door. She's shocked that no one in her family has remembered her birthday.
That's right. How rude.
Her mom says this to her.
Yeah.
And then her younger brother, who only has 9 lines in the entire movie, and they are all as jerky as humanly possible, says that to her. And I will have you know that I thought maybe he was wrong. And I started eating carrots.
No.
Yes.
Did you really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Carrie, did it work?
Have you met me?
Yes, but I was just going to let you pretend since nobody can see you on our podcast, but you went for full honesty, Carrie, and I'm proud of you.
I was watching a movie the other day, and there was a sex scene in it, and so they're, disrobing quickly.
Yes.
And they get stuck on her shirt.
Uh-huh.
And she's like, "Don't worry about it. There's not much there anyway."
Oh my gosh,
and I'm like,
funny.
I feel that.
I feel you. I feel your pain there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I did. I did try eating carrots. They did not work. And so to just continue on, the consolation in my brain as I'm eating all of these carrots is that I have to be careful. I don't want my skin to start to turn orange, but maybe I'm kind of tan.
Right.
And as a really pale person, I thought, well, that'd be a win. I kind of have a healthy tannish glow about me from my insane carrot eating.
Yeah. Or carriage eating. Yeah.
Consumption. I was stuck on the word consumption, so carriage came out my face. Okay, so Okay, so I'm gonna have double D's any second now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look tan from the carrots, and if all else fails, at least my vision will be good.
Oh, right. Yeah.
It's not. I wear glasses. I can't see diddly. I haven't for years. And as it turns out,
Carrie,
the eye vision thing with carrots is due to World War II propaganda.
It's a total myth, isn't it?
It's a total. Did you know it was World War II propaganda?
I did not. I did know it was a myth, though.
I kind of figured as an adult that it was a myth. I mean, as young me, did I think that? Absolutely not.
Right.
I knew that the carrots. I mean, one of the three had to happen.
Yeah.
It did not. I did not get tanner.
Oh.
I can't see squat. And my fries a pancake.
Dang
not the Dutch kind. So I researched this World War II propaganda crap. Like jaw drop. I had no idea. So in World War II, the British Royal Air Force had developed an airborne interception radar system. They developed this special radar system. They had added it to their aircraft, and as a result, they were successfully shooting down German planes at night.
Oh, wow.
They did not want the Germans to know that they had this technology.
Oh.
So they started a propaganda about how our pilots eat carrots.
No.
And so their vision is better at night.
That's insane. And it just continued to be believed.
And then on top of it all, they're having mandatory blackouts in
right
for this. And so they just went on, I mean, kind of evilly, eat your carrots because A, it was a vegetable and they had them.
Yes.
And so eat your carrots and you'll have better vision during the mandatory blackouts.
Wow.
And it spread. It was all hooey.
Unbelievable.
Yes. And so it wasn't propaganda just because they were trying to get people to eat carrots. And that was kind of a happy byproduct. It was trying to hide this radar system.
That's crazy.
I thought that was fascinating.
It is fascinating. And you know what else is crazy?
No.
I decided to research carrots, fun, weird carrot stories from 1970s, right? Because that's when this recipe is. And that's what I tend to do is research weird stuff, right? Okay, so I typed into the interwebs, find some funny stories about carrots in the 1970s. You never know what you're going to get, right?
And just FYI, there are no funny stories about souffles. I tried them. Failed. Epic fail.
Well, the story about carrot was not funny. Okay. Apparently in 1974, 1 year after this recipe came out, Basil Brown, an English health food advocate, died from a vitamin A overdose after drinking an estimated 10 gallons of carrot juice over 10 days.
Basil?
Why? Oh, Basil.
Maybe he wanted to be tan.
Maybe he did. He probably was. He was probably like day-glow orange.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
Holy cow.
That's a lot of carrot juice.
That is a lot of
He must have had like the diabetes, which made him extra thirsty, and he just kept going.
Carrot juice?
I don't know. It was a health food nut. Yeah, I guess. Ooh, that's scary.
I mean, too much of a good thing right there.
Yeah. Note to self, don't drink that much carrot juice, you know.
You know what, people? If the recipe is a flop, at least you have a solid takeaway.
Yeah.
9 gallons of carrot juice in 10 days
is fine.
Don't push it to 10.
That's right. That's right. And so as I was researching this, right, and I was asking for like funny stories, I found that carrots were often dipped in cheese fondue in the 70s.
I've done that.
Yeah. And so
it's good.
It is delicious. AI took over in this search. And AI just willy-nilly decided that they would try their hand at writing a story about carrots and fondue in the 70s. And so I didn't ask for this, but you guys are going to hear it. Here is the AI story. A family fondue night goes wrong when a teenage son, eager to show off, tries to spear a carrot from across the table. The carrot, greasy and slick, not quite sure why, as carrots are, slips off his fondue fork, flies through the air, and lands perfectly in the thick bouffant hairdo of his aunt. The rest of the evening is spent trying to surreptitiously...
Oh, good
word, thank you, AI. Remove the cheesy orange vegetable without the aunt noticing. What?
That's weird.
AI is pretty good at some stuff, not real good at writing a story about cheese fondue and carrots in the 1970s. Bouffant hairdo.
Yeah, but it said surreptitiously.
Man, I barely could get that word out.
It was impressive, AI.
It was. Thank you, AI.
Yeah, way to go. So I found something else out about carrots.
Oh, well, you tell us while I put these carrots in the pot.
Okay. Bugs Bunny.
Yes.
Clearly a fan of the carrot.
Obviously.
Did you know that Bugs standing there gnawing on his carrot was a takeoff of a movie? And do you know what and who was involved in said movie.
Somebody named Doc. No, that's who he's talking to. Yeah. No, I have no idea.
Clark Gable was the actor.
Wait a minute. We talked about Clark Gable in our last episode. Clark Gable apparently went to Akron, Ohio or something like that.
Well, apparently in It Happened One Night, which I've never seen. I don't know anything about. And from what I can tell, he was really eating a carrot. It was because my husband was like, no, he was smoking a cigar.
Yeah, that's what I would think.
Yeah. And I'm like, no, I looked at pictures and he was eating a carrot and he was talking to a woman. And everything I was reading on the internet was like, why didn't the lady ever eat the carrot? I don't know why Clark was eating a carrot and when it happened one night. I just know that he was. And anyway, so as a result of Bugs Bunny, everybody just assumes that rabbits love carrots. Turns out they don't really care about carrots. Carrots grow underground. Why the heck would rabbits be digging up carrots to eat? They could just eat the stinking clover in your yard.
That's right, or the carrot tops.
And then poop all over the place, and then your dog would see it as a delicacy.
Delightful.
I took that story in a direction.
Yeah, you did. Let's talk about souffle and poop.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
And not fancy.
I'm cooking the carrots. They are simmering and still
it doesn't tell you to simmer. It gives you nothing.
Nothing. It doesn't say boil. It just says cook.
We're just winging it.
Somehow, I think we should probably use an immersion blender and blend up those carrots, but it doesn't say to.
I really don't think we should.
Oh, this is going to be an epic fail.
I feel like carrot paste is going to be worse than little pieces of super soft carrot.
Okay, we shall see. But I did look up some tips for getting an excellent souffle.
Me too.
Really?
This is what panic does to a person.
I know, me too. Yeah. So you want to go one after the other and see who...
Yeah, I only have 3. I didn't write them all down. I wrote down the 3 that appealed to me the most.
Oh, I have 4 and I wrote them all down in complete and utter detail. Personality styles, right, Karen?
Okay, well, since you have 4, you should go first after stirring the carrots.
Okay. First, they say to grease the dish thoroughly with butter. So we definitely have that.
Yes.
But then it says, I've never thought of this in a million years, coat it evenly with fine breadcrumbs or grated Parmesan.
Mm-hmm.
It says the souffle needs this surface to kind of grab on and rise and to hold itself up. It also makes for a deliciously crunchy exterior that contrasts with the souffle's gooey center.
Yeah, basically what I had read is that it won't rise as much because it kind of gets stuck on its way up.
Of course, our recipe is bootleg and doesn't recommend that at all.
Yeah, we have no hope of this turning out okay.
It just says a well-buttered souffle dish. I'm using one of these Pyrex, round casserole dish. So here's hoping.
Looks very much like what the recipe
looks. It looks identical to that. Yeah. We're going to call that a souffle dish, Carrie.
I titled my recommendations about souffles with titles that I found to be humorous to me.
Oh, okay. Do tell.
So my first one is Whip It. Whip it good. And that means that you should beat the egg whites.
Yes.
Because I kind of assumed that this was going to be my job.
Totally.
And I have had to beat egg whites for baking. And I never feel like I know what the heck I'm doing.
I know, right?
I have overbeaten them. I have underbeaten them. I never feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Ever. So this is what some fancy schmancy chefy type person with a name that's very French looking said. Beat the egg whites until they form stiff peaks but are still glossy.
Oh.
And that after they've been beaten to the stiff peak stage, they should hold their shape when turned upside down.
Oh, good.
Okay, so I don't know if you have ever beaten egg whites before, but in a automatic blender, they don't quite get all of them. So
like an automatic beater. Yeah.
Yes. So there's always like this slimy kind of egg on the bottom. If you turn that sucker upside down, slip-a-slop right up on your
Slip-a-slop. It is not like when you go to the DQ and they say, look, here's your blizzard, and they turn it upside down and it stays.
Correct.
It might flop out.
I think it would slide right on out because it's eggy and slick. Much like the carrots that flung into Aunt Dot's bouffant hairdo.
Exactly. Slippery and slimy. Well, I also had some, whipping the egg white suggestions.
Did you have a fun title to it?
No, I didn't do that. See, personalities. Mine said to use room temperature eggs.
100%.
So I have had these eggs out for couple hours. Yeah, 4 days. 4 days. They're not rotten. No. And it also says to add a pinch of salt during the beating process. I don't know. That makes me nervous.
It does.
Well, I think my suggestions are probably perfect because they came from a website called Cafe Frenchy.
Perfect. That's far better than Johann Labascon.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Yeah, he clearly doesn't know what he's talking about.
Cafe Frenchy.
Yeah.
Cafe
Frenchy. I like Frenchy.
Yeah,
okay,
Frenchy.
So that's mine. I whip it good. Now it's your turn.
Okay. Sorry, I was over stirring the carrots that I don't know how long to cook. Okay, here's one.
Okay.
Resist the urge to open the oven until it's time to check the souffle for its jiggle, which our card does not say to do. Yeah. It says if you can't resist babysitting your souffle, instead just turn on your oven light and peek through the small window at your masterpiece. Truly, it's best to enjoy a glass of wine while you wait.
Sold.
I'm into that.
Yeah. We can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew the don't. It's kind of like anything you bake.
Yeah.
You know, the hot and the cold.
Yeah, leave it alone.
Yes.
Okay, so these carrots are boiling, but I don't have any idea what to do, Kara. I don't know.
Let's mush at it and see. I feel like it's kind of soft.
Not soft enough.
Okay.
That was longer, I guess.
And now you have to tell us your next souffle tip.
Okay, well, mine is kind of lame. You've already kind of talked about it. The souffle will deflate as soon as it cooks, so dig in, bitches.
Yes. Is that what Frenchy Cafe said?
No, they did not.
Oh,
that was my little addition.
They would have said like bichos.
Right. And I don't have titles, but I added some cussy words.
Oh,
so,
perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have a fascinating and exciting title for my last one because I'm fun. And it says, don't be scared.
What?
But I am. Souffles can smell fear, and it causes them to deflate. Not kidding. I made that part up.
It's true.
The note said, moving with confidence does lead to success.
Okay.
And I feel like that is really an inspirational life tip.
It really is.
So if there was something else that I said you could take away from this episode, which I can't remember what it was, I feel like scrap that. This is it. Moving with confidence leads to success.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's what we are going to show that souffle who's boss. Heck
yeah, we are.
And if I was Kristen, I would call it naughty names.
Naughty.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's read these directions real quickly because I think I'm confident that the carrots are cooked enough.
I feel like we're good.
Okay, so
confidently.
Absolutely. We are going to drain and reserve that liquid.
Yes.
And then we're going to add cream to it to make
1 cup.
1 cup. Okay, and then I'm going to dry the saucepan out because we don't want extra water. We're going to melt the butter in the saucepan over low heat. Blend in 3 tablespoons of flour and cook until smooth and bubbly. And then we'll slowly stir in that carrot and cream mixture until thickened and smooth. Then we'll remove from heat, add the carrots, the onions, salt, pepper, and nutmeg. Do we have a little teaspoon? Yeah, 1/8 of a teaspoon of nutmeg. It doesn't say how much salt or pepper.
It says to taste. What are you going to do? Stick your finger into the boiling hot mixture?
Yeah. Ooh, that tastes just perfect with my flesh.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm draining the carrots. Okay.
While you do that, I'm going to read out a movie quote about carrots.
Okay.
And see if you can guess it. Okay, this one's going to be super simple.
Okay.
No, Sven, I didn't get your carrots.
Oh, yes. Frozen.
Yes.
Yay.
Okay, so here we have the next one that I think you maybe might get. If I could do the voice, you would, but I can't, so I won't.
Okay.
It was like olden times. We was like peas and carrots again.
Oh, peas and carrots. I know what it is. It is Forrest Gump.
Yeah. Oh, Kristen gets a gold star today.
Peas and carrots.
Okay, here comes another one. This is going to be very hard.
Okay.
I will say channel your inner nerd.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why he's so upset. It's only a couple of carrots and some cabbages and those 3 bags of potatoes that we lifted last week and then the mushrooms the week before.
My inner nerd?
Yeah. I don't think you'll get it.
No,
I wouldn't have gotten it.
I don't know, Kara.
Lord of the Rings.
Oh, geez.
It was a hobbit.
I
The hobbit was stealing vegetables from other hobbits.
Yeah. Okay, so this made about a 1/2 cup of carrot juice.
I think that's about perfect. In my head,
yeah,
I was thinking about half and half. And she keeps sniffing the milk, and that makes me very nervous.
It's half and half. It's good until November. But
yeah, that's the good thing about half and half. It's good for like 9 years.
But it's
no corn syrup.
But it's been sitting on the counter while we've been working. And so I just wanted to make sure it didn't get funky.
Turn all of a sudden. All right, I have one more movie for you.
Okay.
And it's not a movie quote.
No.
It's a movie plot. It's from a 2007 movie. I do not expect you to get this.
Okay, I probably won't.
But what the heck? I found this on a Reddit board. Somebody said, hey, who still remembers a movie about the guy who loves eating carrots and he put it in his gun to make a gun shoot all by itself?
What?
Yeah. The movie is called Shoot 'Em Up. It was a 2007 American action film starring Clive Owen. I read more about it, and apparently he kills a bunch of people with carrots.
Okay, that's weird. I never would have gotten that. I mean, Clive Owen is a famous actor, and he was in a movie about killing people with carrots?
And he put a carrot in his gun to make the gun shoot by itself.
Okay, now what?
What?
Did you do more research on that, Carrie?
I stopped there. I felt like that was enough, and that more was just going to make it worse, not better.
I totally agree. Totes agree. Okay, Carrie, are you done with the movie quotes?
No.
Oh.
Yes, I am.
Oh, thank
you. Just sounded so excited about it. I felt like I needed to disappoint you.
Oh, you do all the time, Carrie. It's okay.
It's my greatest joy.
Yep. Okay, so Carrie's going to butter the dish. And then you're going to add some breadcrumbs?
Yeah.
Do you know how you're going to do that?
I'm going to sprinkle.
Oh, sprinkle.
Yep. And then we'll shake it around like they're flour until they're stuck all the places and all the crevasses.
Oh, yeah.
And then I'm going to dump them out in your trash can, which smells like onions.
It does.
And then we are all going to hail Carrie as the best dish butterer of all times.
Do you think a teaspoon of salt for this souffle is too much?
No.
You think a half a teaspoon would be better?
No. I think a teaspoon. What else is it going to taste like other than unsalted?
Yeah, that's true.
Carrots.
I mean, there is salted butter, but it's not that much. There's a lot of carrots and a lot of egg. Okay, so I'll do a teaspoon. If it's too salty, it's all Carrie's fault.
I can own that.
I really prefer it like that when it's Carrie's fault.
I feel like it would be better too salty than not salty enough.
I agree. Okay, so I am melting the butter, and in just a minute, I'm going to make that roux.
So what you're saying is you're not planning on sticking your finger into the molten hot lava to taste it.
Not gonna do it.
Huh. I feel like you're not dedicated to this podcast, Kristen.
I know, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Okay, butter's almost melted. Then we'll put in the flour, make the roux, and then I don't know what else happens. I'm going to grab the recipe and bring it over to the stove.
Okay, because it's really getting kind of serious now.
I mean, it really is.
Yeah.
I think, quite honestly, that I can't talk and think at the same time.
No, I really don't think so.
Okay, so Carrie, you think we ought to come back in a bit when we have soufflé in a bit?
I think that is probably a really good idea. And so just to reiterate, while we're gone, we will be moving with confidence to lead to success.
100%.
Confidence, success.
Yes.
Confidence, success.
Confidence and success.
Kristen, our culinary masterpiece is out of the oven.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, the lift, the rise, the softness, all missing.
It is still about the same height as it was when we put it in there. It did not rise. It's beautifully browned on the top.
It's lumpy and bumpy on the top.
Now let's see what happens when we cut into this.
Yeah, so I will say I'm pretty sure we overwhipped the egg whites.
That was all your fault, Carrie.
Yep.
No, I was just kidding. Okay. It's soft.
Okay. Yeah, it kind of sounded like a don't touch the top.
I'm trying to get there we go.
It's a little stuck to the side. It looks lovely.
It really is fluffy.
It's a little dense. You can see the top. Let me take a picture of this.
Yeah. The top looks very airy and fluffy. The bottom where all the carrots fell.
Dense.
Yeah. Well, you get to take the first bite. Okay. They say eat it right away, Carrie, or it'll fall.
No, yeah, right?
It probably was. I put too much salt in. I'm sure it's... Oh, goodness gracious. What's it like? Is it fluffy?
Oh, gross.
It's gross?
Oh, that is... We put too much salt in it.
We did?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
That is super salty and bland.
Oh, no.
Oh, that's unpleasant.
The carrots
are very carroty, very carroty. Kristen's shaking her head.
Oh, no.
It's horrible. The carrot flavor is terrible. There is nothing pleasant about that at all. We put too much salt on. We went with a teaspoon of salt.
Yep.
The carrots are
very
carroty. Like, when you eat a raw carrot, that's what they taste like.
Yeah, they do not taste like they've been cooked at all. They're tender. It does not look like the picture. What I thought it was going to be would be like a fluffier version of the inside of a sweet potato pie.
Yes. Yeah.
Sweet like that. And that's what the picture looks like. You don't see any carrot bits.
Well, you don't see any in ours either.
That's true.
That's gross.
I'll tell you what, when you eat the carrot part, it's not too salty, but when you get that top part.
Okay.
I'm going to take another bite.
Okay, you do that. The texture is meh. I mean, there's just nothing.
It's like you made a fluffy omelet and threw some really strong carrots in.
Yep.
And then poorly seasoned it.
No nutmeg flavor.
It is salt and all caps. Carrots.
Yes. Yeah.
We tease our friends Cheryl and Steve. They have, let's say, a Netflix account, and they get in, and Steve has put his name in twice. Okay. Steve in just capital S and then all lowercase, and then Steve all caps. And we say, "Oh, are we watching Netflix under Steve or Steve?"
Right.
This is carrots.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
All caps, bold, underline. 4 exclamation point carrot. That's bad. That is as bad as anything we've made
other than the illegal apple pie.
I was just other than the things that we knew specifically were going to be gross.
Yes, yeah. I had such high hopes for this.
I did too. I thought it was going to be sweet.
Me too.
The sweetness of carrots were going to come out. And instead, I don't know what that is about carrots, but the black of carrots.
The very strong bitter flavor of carrots. Mom, this does not taste like candy.
Not even a little. You know how you're eating a carrot and then you dip it in your ranch and you're good and you dip and you're good. And then you get one and you're like, oh, what was wrong with that carrot?
Yes.
Those are the carrots that are, I wonder if it's because I bought them shredded.
Maybe.
If somehow
I tend to think that strong flavor of carrot comes from older, bigger carrots.
Maybe.
So.
I don't know. What I know is we will not be eating the rest of that.
No.
And here you go. If your blood pressure is really low, we've got the meal. And you love super strong carrot.
Yeah.
Boom. We're here for you.
Baby.
Otherwise, stay away. Stay far.
Oh, stay far away, please.
Yeah. Okay, so surprisingly, that's it for this episode. We are so done. To think we saved the gross one for later.
I know, right?
Okay, be sure to mark your calendars for our next episode, which is going to be February 9th. We are taking a trip to Rhode Island to try to make a favorite New England dish. Food. Yeah. Recipe.
Yes, indeed. Can't wait.
It's bound to be better. Thanks for listening to Mom's Wooden Spoon. If you like what you heard, don't forget to subscribe. If you want a copy of this recipe or to see the pictures and other items from this episode, go to our website, momswoodenspoon.com. If you'd rather, check us out on Facebook or Instagram. Pick your poison.
Don't say poison. We're making food. Check. Check your recording. Are you on?
No, on what? I don't do drugs, Kristen.
Are you on drugs?
No. I'm high on life, baby.